Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, you sexy, beautiful, good-looking YouTube Tarkovians. My name is Onepeg, and this is another YouTube video about Escape from Tarkov. This time, we're going to focus on all of the keys and what gets opened by them on Lighthouse, right? Yeah, we're on Lighthouse now. Now, this took me a little bit of time. What I did was I collected all of the keys, and for those of you that want to know, there are 8 of them. The USEC stash key, USEC 1, USEC 2, the Marin car key, the Hillside house key, the USEC workshop key, the police truck cabin key, and the convenience store storage room key. I'm going to go through a run where I show you all of them, and I'm also going to break it out and show you all of the loot that I was able to collect when I ran a handful of runs on each one. Some of these were ran a little bit more than others, but that's only because of the matter of convenience or where they were located. Some of them are a little bit more central to the map than others, and whenever you spawn in certain places, you have access to more points than other ones. That's pretty much it. Now, if you're wondering what kind of loot it looks like, this is everything that I was able to extract from the raids, well, with the exception of that Glock, I guess. But this is everything that I was able to take out of a raid along with me. I've died with a few million worth of gear, more than this probably, in stuff that I had looted along the way. And I gave away a few pieces, like I handed some random scav a Bitcoin because we did a duo extract and he was cool. Meldonin stim, stuff like that. But this is everything that came from the raids that I was able to get out with. I focused only on the stuff that was behind those locked doors and left with them. That's it. I didn't take out anything additional, and I didn't leave anything behind. There were instances where, like, if I ended up looting like a juice box or something, I would drink that. But this image is the vast majority of what it was that I was able to extract with. That being said, there are a couple of things, and then I will get to the sponsored video from Surfshark, who was kind enough to sponsor this for us. First up, on the bottom, there is the timeline for the video. Along the timeline, there are going to be like little sectioned out sections. They will be listed out by the different types of keys. So if you hover your mouse over them and you're looking for information on a specific type of key, all you do is click on that and it will take you to that chapter. There are also a chapter list, or is also a chapter list over here on the side that you can click on should you rather not scan your mouse across the timeline and want to just look at it in list form instead. For those of you that would like a little bit of a tier list, the Marin car key and the Hillside house key, S+. They are amazing. USEC 1, USEC 2 are maybe like an A, where and the workshop key is maybe like an A, but for a different reason. And the store key and the USEC stash key are probably like a B, B+. The police key is an F. That is code brown awful. Not even worth taking. Don't bother looking for it. If you ended up looting one, sell it to a vendor. The house key is used for a quest, so that's something that you're going to want to hold on to regardless. I'm not sure about the police key. Maybe it's used for a quest later on down the line or something. I don't know. But for now, the police key is completely worthless from a loot perspective. Lastly, I want to address that I realize that this contains spoilers. So for those of you that would rather not be spoiled by this information and you're somebody that wants to seek this out on your own, this is your opportunity to close the video. I'm not going to try and make you stay here, and I don't want to debate you with anything. For the purpose of knowing where the key doors are, that is basically what the rest of this is about. Now, the keys themselves are random, meaning that, as far as I am aware, they do not have a static spawn location as of yet. And that doesn't mean that there wouldn't be one discovered or couldn't be one in the future, because BSG modifies loot spawns all the time. But as we have seen with Reserve and its 27 keys, there were only a handful, like 3 or 4, that were statically spawning somewhere on the map. The rest of them were just found randomly in different containers. So, my recommendation to all of you would be loot every jacket that you come across, loot every scav's pockets and backpack that you come across. If it was a player scav, obviously loot the entire thing because you don't know where they could have placed one if they had a key on them. And lastly, you want to make sure that you run your scav on cooldown, because when your player scav spawns and you're controlling him, the inventory of your player scav is generated at random. Obviously work on your scav rep so that the cooldown for your scav becomes less and the loadouts become arguably better over time as well. And in the process of doing that, save up your money, and when one of the keys comes up, buy it off of a flea market if you can. Now we're going to do the sponsored segment because Surfshark is awesome and they were kind enough to sponsor this video, and then we will get into the rest of the video uninterrupted by any of this. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you on the other side. Guys, we're in 2021, right? We know that when we surf the internet, just about everybody is watching what we do. Even in things like incognito mode, Google has still been caught tracking people and what they're looking at and when they're looking at it. You guys know what I mean, right? Those websites. Yeah. In order to be able to mitigate that so that we don't end up having those things happen as much or at all anymore, things like a VPN can be extremely valuable. Internet privacy is paramount when it comes to VPN use because it masks a lot of this kind of data that moves through your web browser and keeps those other companies that you would rather not have be informed. See, by utilizing something in Surfshark VPN, for instance, that we call the clean web, when you have this turned on, it blocks all of the ads, trackers, and malware that can show up from time to time, trying to tell those big companies exactly what it is that you're doing. And with a simple click of the mouse, I can change my location to, say, Denver, and now that the VPN is active, we're good to go. It's just that easy. Just one simple mouse click. And here's the beauty of this. If you're going to use a VPN, you want to make sure that you're using a VPN that is fast, is reliable, of course, is inexpensive if you can help it, has good usability, a nice UI, and good customer satisfaction ratings. In the case of Surfshark, it is literally rated among the top of all of those categories because there's an amazing deal when it comes to Surfshark. They are one of the most inexpensive VPNs on the entire market. And right now, because of an extended Black Friday deal that they just, I don't even know, by the grace of whatever, decided that they were going to continue, you can get 83% off plus an additional 4 months for free if you use code Onepeg, which is also in the link in the description below, on checkout. And if that isn't good enough, they don't care how many uses of the license you use. You can put it on your cell phone, your computer, obviously, but if you had 10 computers at your house, you can put it on all of them. You can put it on all of the smart devices that you and your entire family uses. You can give it to your extended family, all of your friends. The license has unlimited number of uses. They don't care how many devices you install it on, which is like the worst business move I've ever heard of and is absolutely crazy, but honestly, worst business decision ever, but really, really cool of them. Thank you so much to the guys over at Surfshark VPN for sponsoring yet another video this month. You guys are the best. Ah, yes, another beautiful day in ye olden Tarkov. Now, even though we're getting rained on, we can still see pretty well, and it's good enough for the purpose of the guide. Lighthouse is a giant corridor. It's basically like Customs. It's significantly larger than Customs and much more laid out. It's wider, it's longer. Takes a lot more time to work its way through it. Firefights seem to be at a bit of a greater distance. Now, it is laid out as one giant north-south map. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out kind of toward the northern end of the map, and I'll work my way along once we get through the village, seeing as we're already here. I'll work my way from here down through the rogue USEC camp and then circle back and head back south to the southern extract so that you guys can see all of the different key points. I will also do my best to not, I guess, cut ahead so that you guys can track exactly where it is that I'm going, but I'll try to do my part in showing you where everything is from different approach points. And I will obviously put in cuts of all of the loot runs that I did so that you guys can see the various loot that seems to come from them. Okay, so first up, we're walking into the village, which is located kind of on the eastern side of the map in the middle, up toward the mountains. What we want to do is we want to come down through the village here, and then take a left on this little dirt path, head down past this house here on the left. And if you're approaching from this side, what you want to look for is that van right there. Now, you can't really tell because of the rain and stuff, but it's a little blue van, and it's got a plant growing in the back of it, like a gardener would have. It just so happens that this house on the right, being the Hillside house, is where we have our gardens for this gardener. So there are 2 holes in the fence. There's one here and there's one on the other side of the house. Or alternatively, there is a gated door right here that you can come through. You just look for the mailbox behind this truck, and you can walk through this way. From here, here's our Hillside house key. Now, from a lore perspective, Jaeger says that this house belongs to a friend of his, and he wants you to come and check it out. There's a task actually later on in the game where you're supposed to have the Hillside house key in order to be able to get in here. But there is a jacket here on the floor. I've seen some stuff spawning over here. There's a loot spot here on the couch. There is another one under the desk right here where you can see in offline mode we have a VPX. There's another loot spot here. There's some food stuff that spawns on the floor in the middle. There is this duffel bag. And then when you go in the kitchen, there's a loot point on the chair, a loot point here on top of this countertop. There's food spawns. And then here in the sink, there is valuable stuff. High-end stims, electronics, etc. And I will show you a couple of the clips from stuff that we found along the way. Oh, we got a wireless signal transmitter. There's a Bitcoin right here on the couch.
What the fuck?
Yeah, boy. The sink. There's like a Meldonin and like just chilling. Look, here's another GP coin.
Holy shit, dude.
Okay, so from here, we're going to move out. Sorry for the jump cut. We're going to head down the hill, right on the other side of the lawn there. We're going to jump past this brown house, which has a lot of loot in it, by the way, if it's something that you want to get some loot out of. And right here on the right is the convenience store, this brick building. Now, the convenience store is located right along the main highway that kind of runs through the center part of the map, and the construction site and everything is right over here. But what we're going to do is we're going to go inside of the convenience store, and this blue door here on the left is going to be our convenience store storage key. And unfortunately, we have this very eerie scene. On the shelves here, we have some med spawns, we have a med box, there's some food stuff that spawns on this shelf, and then there are assorted treasure spawns like here, here, and here, where you will find various things, as well as, obviously, this dead scav is searchable and has some stuff on him. This is a pretty good loot spot. I haven't found anything of like super high value, but you will find like horses, gold chains, those kinds of things. And here's a little bit of a loot montage for you. All right, from here, we're going to go outside. And we're going to go, I guess, up the hill over to the blue house, which will probably be the easier thing to do. And just so that we're all on the same page, all of these loot points are going to be on the northern half of the map. There aren't any loot spots really on the southern end. The blue house is actually about as far south as you're going to end up going in order to be able to get some of this gear. There is also a bug associated with these keys that I'm going to show you that I think is kind of important, but the word that I have is that it's going to be fixed. So for now, something with the keys is bugged, but hopefully it will be remedied in the near future. So following along this little mountain path, or there's a bunch of different approach angles to get up to this blue villa. What you want to do is, through various different methods, get up into the blue villa's second floor. The easiest and most straightforward way to do that would be to simply just take the outside stairs up onto the second floor. So that's what we're going to do. Now that we're up on the second floor, we're going to go inside on this first room here, and there's a safe right in front. Crouch down and get to unlocking. In this case, this is the workshop key. Now, if you notice, that doesn't seem like it makes a whole lot of sense. When you open this, there's various treasure spawns that spawn in here as well, and I obviously will have loot montages for you for the different safes. Now, the safes don't appear that they're going to be any different from one another. They seem like they have the same type of loot that spawns in them, but it's all pretty much valuable whenever there's loot inside of them.
Oh shit, you got a key for this? What key goes here?
I'm actually making the video right now, bro. If you notice, that said workshop key. The reason why is because currently the workshop key is bugged. It opens both that safe and the USEC workshop, and it's not supposed to. If you notice, USEC 2 has 91 out of 100 uses left, and USEC 1 has 100 out of 100. My assumption is, and what I brought to the devs' attention, is that this should probably be the USEC 1 key, and it's using the workshop key as a bugged deal. So hopefully they get that one fixed pretty soon. Anyway, to get to the other safe, you want to go back across the second floor here, over to the opposite end, and in this bedroom, there is a telescope. This telescope safe is the USEC 2 key safe. You can see right here, USEC 2. We're going to open this, and inside, again, because we're in offline mode, commonly there is nothing. However, like I said, loot montage.
What's your YouTube?
Onepeg?
Onepeg?
Onepeg, P-E-G. Okay, now from here, what we want to do, or what I'm going to do, is actually head straight west. And what you want to look for is that gnarled pine looking spot, because that's about where we're going to end up. We're going to the right of that cliff down in here. But we're going to run back across this construction area. We're going to run up the hill kind of straight up in front over here. Now up here, there is this little car park. Right here, there is this car, the MC300. So this Marin is unlocked by the Marin car key. When we pop the trunk, well, in this case, there's a Veritas guitar pick here in offline mode. But in online mode, there is either nothing, it is dead, stark empty, or there is absolutely amazing stuff. So this is why I say this key, S+. And we'll roll the montage and I'll show you. Okay, that's pretty much everything that's outside of the rogue camp. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run to the rogue camp, and I'll show you the remaining couple of keys. Now in online mode, I would recommend not going over this main bridge, especially if you're a bear. The reason why is because you have a perfect sight line for a couple of the gunners, and they will light you up. Instead, I would run along this pathway on the western end and work your way down the beach until you're far enough down to where you can enter the rogue base from the back side, or the northern side. And you will know when you've gone far enough as you reach this grotto and come out the other side. Now from here, we're going to run up this little embankment, and here's the road, kind of toward the back end of the camp. Now again, if you're USEC, they're not going to aggro you right away, or they shouldn't unless the game bugs. So you should be able to loot this stuff and not end up catching flack from them. Walking up here, just in case you wanted it for point of reference, this is the USEC truck key, or the police truck key, I guess I should say. And as you can see, there's nothing here. Nothing to loot at all. And there hasn't been an online mode either. And since it's so tall, you can't really see anything. Even when jumping, there's not really anything to see. There's nothing to loot. So it's kind of worthless. And I guess maybe it could be used for a quest later, but for now, there's nothing of interest with this truck at all. So I would just sell the key off. We go into the camp through the fence right here. Again, the USEC rogue faction guys shouldn't aggro you. You're going to move around the corner through these like little junk trailers. And this one here is our USEC stash key. Now inside here, there are 1, 2, 3 weapon crates. Sometimes there's also some loose ammo or some barter items or something on the seat here. And there might be some food kind of floating around, sitting on the floor. That's about it. So this isn't like all that amazing. I haven't seen any static weapon spawns or anything. But for weapons crates or weapon attachments, it might not be a bad spot to hit. And from here, we're going to go across the quad here over toward Building 3. Okay, so from here, we're going to run across the quad. Now we're over toward Building 3. Notice there's Building 3 there. What you want to do is you want to head over away from Building 3 along the eastern wall of the USEC rogue base. You're going to run right up here, and this door here is the USEC workshop. Now, this is actually where the workshop key is supposed to go. But as you can see, like I said, it's been double dipping. So inside the workshop, again, weapon attachments here on this bench, more weapon attachments on this bench. There's also weapon attachments that will spawn here. 1, 2 toolboxes, and then a jacket.
Oh, is that a normal scav? Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit. This jacket?
Let's find anything good?
Just duct tape.
Perfect. I also have a duct tape. And that is everything. We did it, boys. Well done. You did it. I knew you had it in you. Anyway, I hope you guys found this informative. I hope you guys thought that the loot was good. But, bro, if you notice, the key that has the most uses is the Marin key because of its central location. It's only seen 15 uses, though. And between this and the 10 uses I've gotten out of the USEC 2 key and the, well, technically 15 uses out of the workshop key because of the other safe and the house key, that is really the majority of the loot that I'm seeing. Now, the other keys, with the exception of the police truck key, are also very good, but for different reasons. And if you're looking for the really valuable, like tech kind of stuff, those 3 or 4 keys that I just mentioned are really the ones that are going to get you there. Now, from this spot on the map, your other alternative option would be to not try and do all of them, but get the ones that are close to you, and then just kind of work your way through the woods or whatever, trying to avoid confrontation, either north or south, and then you can either take the far end exits, northern, southern road, or alternatively, what I would recommend is keep a couple of rubles in your pocket and take the car out, because the rep that you end up accumulating either through meeting player scavs and getting out through the tunnel, which one of them I even gave a Bitcoin to that I had found in one of the safes earlier. Between that or just taking the car out will get you some really good rep. This edition of the map has some really good rep additions, and my character is now like 2.4 or something rep with fence already, and I really haven't been trying like at all. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for all of your time. Thank you for coming and watching this video. I hope it was informative for you all. Please consider subbing it if you wouldn't mind. That would really, really matter to me. And I hope you guys have a pleasant day, pleasant weekend, and good luck in the wipe. All right? Peace.